Hello, this is James Krasner from the English department, and I wanted to give you some tips about online advising. I use a combination of digital and analog, high-tech and low-tech advising that I have found works really well. So the first thing is you go to WebCat, you go to Faculty Services, Advisor menu, and Degree Works. You can go down here to Advisee Listing. I don't recommend it. It involves way more clicking. So you go to Degree Works and click on that, and this will come up. You put the student's name in. Now, you would think you would put the name in where it says name, but no, you have to go to the magnifying glass, and then this box pops up. And you put the student's name in. I'm going to look for Robert Frost and see if I can find his transcript. And when I search for Robert Frost, there are no students named Robert Frost. Oh, darn it. So what I'm going to do is show you what it looks like when the names come in, when we do have a student, but I don't want to show you an actual student. So I'm going to show you a screenshot in which I've falsified the names. So here is, if I just put the name in Frost, I'm going to get a whole bunch of Frosts. There's Chumley Frost, Asparagus Frost, Twinkle Frost, Blancmange Frost. And what I have to do then is figure out which one I want, uncheck them all, check the one I want, and click OK. If I know both first and last name, and it's just one, so if I know that it's Chumley Frost I'm looking for, then it will just appear like this, and you click the name. And then you will get that student's DegreeWorks page. So this isn't actually for Chumley Frost. This is for another imaginary student named Maria. And the first thing I look at when I look at the DegreeWorks page is credits. So now we jump over to the low-tech part of this advising experience. So what I do for all my students is I give them this advising sheet. It is just a document, just a piece of paper with stuff typed on it. On the left-hand side, I put all the major requirements, and on the right-hand side, I put a sample schedule for their remaining time at UNH. And students really like this because it gives them a sense of where they're going. It allows them to lay it out clearly in case they want to try to plan for 2 majors or plan for study abroad. And it also serves as documentation if they don't do what you tell them to. So I fill this out for them. I fill all 4 years out. I save it. I email it to them. Next time they come into my office, I look at it and I say, hey, you didn't do what we said you were going to do. And so then, if something messes up, you can tell how they've gotten off track. So the first thing on here you'll notice is credits, discovery, and language. And, some people think credits are not really our business, but they really are. We need to make sure these students aren't going to end up, 3 credits short, and their parents are upset and they can't graduate on time. It's an easy thing to do. The math is not hard. You see over here, I've just put the number of credits each student needs to finish by the end of that semester. So by sophomore fall, they should have 48 credits. Now my student Maria here, she has 71 credits, and this is her sophomore spring. So that means she's 7 credits ahead. Now, in fact, I'm going to show you her fictional advising sheet. She already came to see me last semester. And at the time, she was 6 ahead, but now she's 7 ahead. Look at that. She added 1 credit. At the time, she needed 2 more discoveries. Let's see how she looks now. Now I go down to discoveries, and she's good. She's finished them all. And how about her language? Her language is fine, too. So go over to her advising sheet, and I update that so it says okay. And then the language is okay, so that's good. Now it's time to look at the major. I don't know what it's like for other majors, but in English, in my experience, looking at the degree work section for the major is a disaster. It's impossible to tell anything from it. So I don't even bother with that. You might have a major that's less crazy, and so then it might be useful for you. But what I do is I just go up here and click on class history. right there, and then another little window will pop up, and it looks like this. It looks like a regular transcript. And then I can see what courses this person has taken. So she has taken English 534, and this semester she's taking English 501 and 510. So let's put those on her sheet. So notice that I had advised her to take 510 and 419. She did not do that. She took 501 instead. So I'm going to put an X over here, so she's taken it, and an X here, and maybe I'll highlight it or strike through it, however you want to show that the person has taken it. Now I'm going to also have to revise the sheet here, because she doesn't need 502 anymore since she took 501. So I'm going to move 419 down here, and next time I talk to her, I'll say, you should take 419 next semester. She also took 534, which fits in here. So she's in good shape. This is a theater course, I think. She has these blank spots. Since she's finished all of her discoveries and all of her major would fit in those spots, that gives her a bunch of blank spots. This person happens to have a theater major too, so that's good because it gives her more opportunity to do that. But say she wanted to study abroad in her junior year, junior spring. So I could put study abroad here, and I could move these things. She wouldn't need to take 796 twice, which is one of my suggestions. And we can move these things to different places and give her a plan. And we could even do something like, say, maybe while you're abroad, you'll be able to get an upper level lit. So we're planning it out, and every semester she has that. She can bring it back. And it's low tech. It's a piece of paper, but it gives you you and her a very clear sense. And the students are going to forget everything you say 5 minutes after you walk out of the room. So this gives them something they can look at and they can go back to, and they can help. It can help them plan as they're going through. Obviously different majors. The sheets are going to look very different. For example, even in the English major, here's the English teaching major advising sheet is more complicated because you have, there's a bunch of extra requirements that have to do with the master's in teaching. So there's the second page explaining how that works. And if for an English teaching major, I would sort of start talking to them in their junior fall about applying early admit, or to the MAT, or taking the praxis exam, that sort of thing. So obviously you're going to need to divide, and also the GPA matters for English teaching. Obviously you're going to need to divide your own sheet, but the idea that there's a schedule for them that they can relax about and look forward to, and it makes more sense than degree works. I find that very useful. Now, in addition, the exciting thing is that now, because we're doing all online advising this semester, they've made the rack sheets online too. So you go to Faculty Services, Advisor menu, and you go way to the bottom to rack distribution. Fall 2020, submit. You put the student's name in here, and you'll get something that looks like this. See, I've blocked out the student's name in rack, but it will tell you when the registration is, and you just click on this Assign Rack, and it will assign it to the student after you've advised them. So I hope that's helpful, and good luck with advising and everything else.